Ever find yourself juggling work, relationships, and personal time only to drop one ball? It's a common struggle, isn't it? You're not alone in this. Many of us are trying to keep all these spheres of life spinning harmoniously, but it's not always easy. The reality is maintaining a healthy balance between work and personal life is like walking a tightrope. Lean too much on one side and you might find yourself tumbling down. But why is this balance so crucial? Well, it's simple. A balanced life leads to improved mental health, increased productivity, and better relationships. When we tip the scales in favor of work, we risk losing sight of what makes life truly fulfilling: our relationships, hobbies, and self-care. So, how do we find this elusive balance? Is it even possible in today's fast-paced world? Well, stick around, because today we're going to explore some practical ways to keep all those balls in the air. So what makes balancing work and relationships such a challenge? Well, it's like juggling fire while riding a unicycle on a tightrope. It requires skill, precision, and a good sense of balance. Firstly, let's talk about the monster that is a demanding work schedule. It can be like a black hole sucking in all your time and energy, leaving little for anything else. Then there's the pressure to perform, to meet targets and deadlines, which can lead to stress and fatigue. Secondly, we have relationship commitments. Whether it's a spouse, a partner, or children, these relationships require time, effort, and emotional investment. It's a different kind of work, but work nonetheless. Finally, there's personal time. We all need downtime to recharge and rejuvenate. But when you're juggling work and relationships, personal time often gets squeezed out. Understanding the challenge is the first step towards finding a solution. So let's dive into how we can tackle this balancing act. Now that we've identified the challenge, it's time to set some boundaries. Boundaries. They're like invisible lines that help us maintain a healthy balance in our lives. They protect our time, our energy, and our emotional well-being from being stretched too thin. They're not walls meant to keep others out, but guidelines that help us and those around us understand what's acceptable and what isn't. Let's start with the workplace. Setting boundaries here can often feel daunting. We might fear being seen as uncommitted or uncooperative. But it's crucial to remember that setting boundaries at work is not about being selfish. It's about ensuring you're able to give your best without burning out. So, don't shy away from saying no when you need to. It might be declining an extra project when you're already swamped, or choosing not to respond to emails after a certain hour. Now, let's talk about relationships. Here, boundaries might look like carving out time for yourself, even when you're in a partnership. It could mean communicating your needs, your non-negotiables. It's about understanding that your partner is a part of your life, but not your entire life. Setting boundaries is one thing, but maintaining them is another. It requires consistency and open communication. There will be times when you'll be tempted to cross your own boundaries for the sake of others. Stand firm. Remember, your boundaries are for your well-being. Lastly, be flexible. Life is fluid, and so should be your boundaries. They should adapt to your changing needs and circumstances, but never compromise them to the point where they cease to exist. Remember, setting boundaries is not about limiting yourself, but about creating a healthy balance. It's about respecting your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being. It's about understanding that it's okay to prioritize yourself, because at the end of the day, you can't pour from an empty cup. So, fill your cup first, set your boundaries, and watch as you find the balance you've been striving for. Remember, setting boundaries is not about limiting yourself, but about creating a healthy balance. With boundaries set, we can now focus on prioritizing and planning. Imagine your life as a grand orchestra, and you're the conductor. Your job is to ensure that every instrument, every note, plays at the right time. The music represents the different aspects of your life: work, relationships, personal time. Prioritizing and planning is like setting the symphony's tempo, ensuring that the music of your life is harmonious, not chaotic. So how do we prioritize tasks? Firstly, divide your tasks into 4 categories: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. This matrix, known as the Eisenhower box, is a handy tool for sorting tasks based on urgency and importance. doing this, you'll be able to see which tasks require your immediate attention and which can be scheduled for later or delegated. Planning out your day is like setting the score for your symphony. It's laying out the notes, deciding when the violins will come in, when the percussion will take center stage. It's deciding when you'll focus on work, when you'll spend time with your partner, and when you'll take time for yourself. A good plan gives structure to your day and prevents you from feeling overwhelmed. The benefits of planning are manifold. It reduces stress, boosts productivity, and contributes to a better work-life balance. When you have a clear plan, you're not constantly reacting to the demands of the day. Instead, you're proactively managing your time, which gives you a sense of control and peace. Remember, planning is not about cramming as many tasks as possible into your day. It's about making mindful decisions about how you want to spend your time. It's about creating a balanced score for your life symphony. And don't forget to be flexible. Sometimes life throws a curveball and the symphony needs to adapt. But that's okay. As long as you have a basic plan and know your priorities, you can adjust and keep the music playing beautifully. A well-planned day keeps the stress away. So, let's pick up the conductor's baton and start planning your symphony of life. Let's not forget about you in all of this. Self-care is a crucial part of maintaining balance. It's not just about taking a spa day once in a blue moon. It's about incorporating small acts of care into your daily routine. It's about listening to your favorite podcast on the way to work, or taking 10 minutes to meditate in the morning. You might find solace in a brisk walk during your lunch break, or perhaps a quiet cup of tea before bed. These are not frivolous indulgences, but essential tools to recharge your batteries and maintain your resilience. You can't pour from an empty cup after all. Even in the busiest of schedules, there is always room for self-care. It is in these quiet moments of relaxation that you find the strength to face the challenges that come your way. At the end of the day, the most important person to take care of is yourself. So, we've covered a lot today, but what does it all boil down to? Well, it's about understanding that life's a balancing act, and you're the ringmaster. First, we tackled the challenge, accepting that work and relationships both demand time and attention. Recognizing this is the first step towards managing it. Next, we delved into setting boundaries. It's about carving out spaces for work, love, and personal time, and respecting these boundaries like our lives depend on them, because they do. Then we journeyed into the realm of prioritizing and planning. It's about deciding what matters most and carving out time for those things, because at the end of the day, it's not about having time, it's about making time. And lastly, we touched on the importance of self-care. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Take time out to relax, rejuvenate, and recharge. Remember, balance is not a destination, but a journey. You've got this.